Yeah, and I kept seeing like there was like 2 or 3 of like I don't know what to call them, small craft. It was like they were orbiting around it or something. I don't know. It was weird, man.
I can clearly see that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a video like this. Nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect my opinion, Dex's opinion, or anyone else who works with the show. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. If you guys want to support us in a different way and protect yourself, make sure to go check out NordVPN. You actually get up to 70% off if you use our code Marfoogle. You can go to marfooglenews.com/VPN. We're going to crack open the next call. Dex, let's bring in Richard. Has a video of a small craft returning to a large craft. This should be interesting, and has a video to back it up. Richard, you are live on Marfoogle News.
Hey, Mark.
How are you doing, Richard? So what do we have here? What am I pulling up?
Okay, so I guess just a quick background. So I was down at the Contact in the Desert. This was in 2019. And I can't remember the exact dates. But anyway, so I was going back to the Palm Springs airport. And then I was going to sleep in the airport, but they wouldn't let me. So I just drove literally right across the street. And I look up and I saw this white dot you'll see on there, and then I saw something like come out of it, and I'm like, what the heck, and then it slowly went a ways away and then just disappeared. So then I got my phone out because that's all I had, so it's not the best recording, and then I started recording it, and then sure enough, about 5 minutes later, I started seeing it coming back. So that's kind of what this is. So the whole video's not much, but if you go to about 1 minute and 50 seconds, so you have a little leadway, but right at about 2:03, 2 minutes and 3 seconds, it's kind of in the bottom right corner. You'll see a tiny another white light appear, and then between 2:03 to about 3:40, you'll see it slowly approach the bigger light, and then it just kind of fades in to the bigger light, and then it never comes out the other side. That's it.
No,
then I sat there and watched it for like 2 hours, and it didn't, and then nothing else happened. So it was weird.
No, this is actually so when a lot of people take video of just a single star, or sometimes I can clearly see that there's like maybe 2 lights almost right around the big one. And then this one, look at it. It's slowly moving towards the big one. And it's not a plane. This is an 11-minute video. Like, this is wild.
Well, and you mentioned, okay, so you say the other 2 lights around it, because that's true. And this is what was weird is like, because I watched it, like I said, eventually I turned my phone off and I just sat there and watched it for like 2 hours, and because I had nothing else to do, and yeah, and I kept seeing like there was like 2 or 3 of like I don't know what to call them, small craft that were like, it was like they were orbiting around it or something. I don't know. It was weird, man.
I can clearly see that. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a video like this. I almost see.
I zoomed in.
I almost see like a ball around
on my
it.
Phone.
But maybe I'm tripping. But I see almost 3 lights.
No, there was like 3 of them. So there was 2 that were like didn't leave it, and then there was a third one that left, and then this was it coming back.
What
in the world? It just phases in, and then.
That wouldn't be a drone. I mean, drones don't do this. There's not this is like a. That is so wild. This is such a good, and you were already at Contact in the Desert, so everybody's looking up. Everybody's like waiting for some sort of action, I guess. There's no plane that does that. I mean, there's no plane that you would sit there for 11 minutes and watch. You know, they have jets that attach to other jets. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it was just weird. And then, it's hard to like really, you know, get the depth perception on it, but I couldn't really guess, but I don't think, I think it was within the Earth's atmosphere. Like, I don't think it was in space. And as bright as it was because, like, you know, you can't really, there were a bunch of stars. You can't really see any of them in the picture. I mean, you can kind of see some of them, but very faintly. But, I mean, it was pretty bright in the sky. Like, it was extremely bright.
I mean, that is...
videos don't always do it justice on the phone, but...
Well, no, still. I mean, I actually want to watch this part where it's hard to do this because I can't go full screen because full screen is only so big, and then if somebody's watching this on their phone, I want to go back to where it... Okay, so right here, it's coming up close to it. So now I want to zoom in. Okay, so now it's coming in. Look at this. It's not, I mean, it's obviously grainy, but look at this.
Yeah, and I think the reddish hue is because where the parking lot I stopped in, of course, there was like a stoplight right there. So, but it never changes from green to green or anything. So I just assume it was the stoplight, but I don't know if that's what the red hue is from or not.
I see it a lot clearer on my 4K screen than I do on my second monitor. Just wow. What the heck could that have been?
But yeah, it was just a strange one. And I mean, I see them all the time, but a lot of times I just, by the time you even get your phone out or anything, it's too late. It's like they can read your mind or something. I don't know.
I'm just watching this moment. It's about to connect. It's about to... That is really good catch. Hey, thank you so much for sharing this with it. Have you shared this with anybody else?
Just a couple friends that I was at contact in the desert with. So I got like, you know, I mean, I don't really make videos or anything, so you know, there's no real reason to subscribe to me. But it was easier for me to put it on YouTube, and then I knew if it, like, my phone broke or something, I wouldn't lose it.
No, well, you should always have your phone ready, and for moments like this. I mean, I'm sure I haven't looked at the chat yet, but I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, "What the heck?" All right, well, thank you so much for calling in, Richard. Man, if you get anything else like this, you know, feel free to call in. But either way, you know, don't be a stranger. You know that. Call again if you have anything else that's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, thank you so much. You have a good night.
All right, thanks, Marco. It was a pleasure.
All right, bye-bye. If you want to protect yourself, there's a lot going on. But again, this is something I have talked about for 3 years now. EMP is something that experts have worried about. It is something that the government has worried about. It's something Department of Homeland Security has worried about. In fact, they have actually put out a EMP resilience report that went to the president a couple years back, and he immediately signed an executive order to harden our grid. That is because experts took a look at our grid. In fact, they took one look at our grid and said, this is horribly unprepared for an EMP or a solar flare or a CME. So what they did is now they are employing EMP Shield and a ton of other companies to basically try as fast as they can do it. But it's going to take years to get it to where they want it to get. This company, not only are they contracted with different agencies, they are also officially on the DEMSO team helping protect the Texas grid, which has its own grid. Again, they are officially on that team. 100% American-made, veteran-owned, and they have multiple devices. It protects against E1, E2, and E3, all three phases of an EMP. And again, it's security that you can't really get with many other products. You can actually have your vehicle drive after an EMP, or your home and your device is safe after an EMP. In fact, multiple. They stopped at like 41 times. this thing just keeps going. Solar protection, again, you can set that up. The car one takes about 5 minutes to put in. Again, go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. Do it before you need it. That's what we always say. And you get $50 off when you use this link, again, per device. And it combines with any sale they're usually doing. So make sure to use that link there.
Feed the haters to the alligators. Your way or the highway, see you later. B.O.D. is the homie and Mr. Vader. If it wasn't for you, I would never made it. Whole city's covered by the cremated. Now they listen to what we were saying. Doesn't matter if the manufacturer or created. But now